Today marks a turning point. What we're witnessing might be the beginning of the end for the US dollar as the dominant global currency. The economic system built around printed paper, backed by the world's trust in America, is starting to fall apart. So what happened? In the past 24 hours, something unprecedented has taken place. The US dollar dropped to its lowest level in 3 years. What's even more shocking is that for the first time in a long while, the dollar, US bonds, and US stocks are all crashing at the same time. During trading sessions, the dollar experienced a sharp collapse, dropping by 7% in just a single day, marking its worst day since 2022, according to Reuters. Investors who used to seek refuge in the dollar during times of crisis are now running away from it. The Swiss franc jumped 6%, its biggest gain since 2015. The Japanese yen and the euro also surged by 2% and 47% respectively, and they're still climbing as we speak. The US dollar index, ICE, has dropped 8% since the beginning of the year and recently fell below the 100-point mark for the first time since 2022, with no clear signs of when the bleeding will stop. On top of all that, the Dow Jones lost thousands of points in just a few days. The U.S. stock market feels like a roller coaster, volatile and unstable. One of the key drivers behind this chaos is the constant back and forth in U.S. economic policy. Sudden decisions followed by immediate reversals are shaking investor confidence. One moment it's higher tariffs, then it's a 90-day pause. Then tariffs again, then exemptions for electronics and phones. It feels less like economic leadership and more like impulsive reactions from someone unprepared for the consequences. This instability is making the American people and the global economy pay the price. Financial analysts say this current situation could be even worse than the Nixon shock of 1971, when President Nixon unexpectedly ended the gold standard, causing massive inflation and economic hardship throughout the 1970s. But what's happening now might be even more dangerous. Financial expert Mar Chandler told MarketWatch just yesterday, the biggest damage right now is to America's reputation as a global economic leader. And that's the most alarming part. For the first time, global trust in the United States is visibly cracking. According to reports from MarketWatch, foreign investors are fleeing the U.S. market at a rapid pace. To help you understand what this means, what we're seeing now is what's called a capital strike. Investors are pulling their money out of anything related to the U.S. economy. They're selling off American stocks and bonds in large volumes because U.S. policies are becoming unpredictable and unstable. As a result, the yields on U.S. Treasury bonds, which used to be the safest investment in the world, are rising to historic levels. The 10-year bond yield has hit 49%, the highest since 2001. The 30-year bond yield surged to 87%, the highest spike since 1987. In simple terms, the U.S. is now being forced to offer higher returns to convince people to buy its debt. That's a big red flag. It shows declining confidence in America's ability to manage its finances. So what does all of this mean? It means that for the first time in decades, the world is beginning to doubt the U.S. dollar's strength as a global reserve currency. Countries around the world are now moving toward what's called de-dollarization. They're starting to abandon the dollar in international trade. Even Europe, China, and Gulf countries are now settling deals using their local currencies instead of the U.S. dollar. So, where are investors turning now, given that the dollar is in decline? Amid all the chaos, everyone is flocking to gold, which has reached its highest price in history and continues to rise. Experts predict that it may not stop anytime soon. The surprising twist, however, is a recent report from Grayscale Investments, which suggests that Bitcoin could be the biggest beneficiary of the dollar's decline. The current crisis might even allow Bitcoin to rival gold, whose market value is around $22 trillion. Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency with no central authority, no clear creator, and free from government control, is emerging as a potential alternative to both the dollar and gold. The world is currently undergoing a major transformation. The economic system we've known is changing. The US dollar, once the most powerful currency in the world, the backbone of the entire global financial system, allowing America to control much of the world's money, appears to be crumbling before our eyes. So, what will the world look like when the dollar falls? Who will take control of the global economy in the future?
Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.